Hi, I'm Mike Coyle with Insidexploration. I'm here today with Mark Selby of RNC Minerals, listed on the TSX under RNX, and I'm very excited about today's news. So 390% increase in the resource update. You want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, no, I mean, from the beginning, we've talked about, that we believe that Beta Hunt could be a very large gold resource. Today is a big step forward, in that, when you're basically adding, 700,000 ounces of M&I, another 250,000 ounces of inferred at a discovery cost of less than $5 an ounce, and we still have only, that's on only 1 kilometer of strike length and about 150 to 250 meters deep. Again, these structures are sitting in a big blob of basalt that we think, go for at least a kilometer or 2 kilometers, and these types of deposits and Timmins and the Abitibi easily extend for those kind of distances. We'll have to see what the drilling shows, but we're very hopeful that this is the first of what'll be many resource updates to come in the future.
And so this news release did not include the A zone at all. This is specifically the western flanks, right?
Yeah, no, it's strictly just the western flanks. A zone update. What we're doing is we'll have 2 releases filed into one technical report, which will be issued 45 days from now. So the A zone release will be out sometime, in the first part of August. A zone is a narrower structure, so we're not going to see them, see a big number, but we should see a decent increase in the resource there as well. So a decent upgrade as well.
So speaking about the A zone, everybody kind of wants to know what's going on underneath the A zone. You know, you hit 1,000 ounces of gold. Has that number changed at all? And whereabouts are you with those ore drives?
Yeah, so we're continuing along the 16 level. We picked up, as we're sorting through the material, we picked up some more little nuggets as we go. Again, nothing material, otherwise we would have disclosed it. But again, I think the key thing there is, we've gone at it 3 times, we've hit it 3 times, we've pulled out at least 1,000 to 2,000 ounces per level, on a 5-meter level, and we still have 20 meters in between each level, so to stope out. So we'll see what that.
Is that all in the sedimentary layer that you've hit them for?
Yeah, that's just that's in the area where the sedimentary layer intersects the shear.
So that sedimentary layer is how many meters thick?
It's fairly narrow. It's only 30 to 60 centimeters thick, and it gets pulled through the shear. So again, it doesn't take, it doesn't take much iron to precipitate too much gold out of solution. So
production-wise, what are you looking at for Q3?
As we said before, we basically have sort of, ramped up to this interim level. We're producing roughly 40,000 tons a month, and we expect to sort of continue through that through Q3. By the end of the third quarter, we'll have an updated mine plan based on the resources that we've just defined. And again, looking forward to that. This will be the first reserve for Beta Hunt. It'll be a multi-year reserve, and from that, what we'll just need to understand is sort of, how quickly we ramp up. Because it'll be just a function of how much development we do up front and how many mining phases we open up front.
So having said that, you're working on blue as well simultaneously.
Yeah.
Where are you at with that project right now?
Yeah, with the Higginsville acquisition, gone well. We scraped a little bit of ore at blue as we're doing the pre-strip, but right now we're doing the grade control drilling, and then the plan is to ramp that up by September. From Higginsville, we'll probably look in the order of 10 to 15,000 ounces come from blue and what's left at Mount Henry during the remainder of the year, and then on a go-forward basis, we'll see. Blues open in multiple directions, and so we'll continue to drill that off, and we think that'll be a nice, good, longer term source of feed for the mill. And again, on that land package, there's lots of little open pits, that have potential as well. So we'll do a little bit of drilling to see about bringing some of those low cost, higher value open pits into plan as well.
So you somewhat answered my next question in that, what are your exploration plans for the land package that you just acquired? Are you going for that, and are you extending your drilling program at Beta Hunt?
Yeah, so again, the primary focus is going to remain, from an exploration perspective, is going to be Beta Hunt. We'll do a little bit of drilling at Higginsville to look at bringing some open pit tons that are nearby the mill into the mill, and that'll be the primary focus of that. The nice thing with Beta Hunt, again, with the scale of the resource that we just added at Western Flanks, and the fact that we have thousands of gold intersections from the historic nickel drilling that, we think outlined 4 separate shears, we're now getting into what I think is going to be the most interesting part of the drilling, where, we're going to take that final 5,000 meters and we're going to test Fletcher, we're going to test East Alpha, we're going to look at, significant up-dip extensions much closer to surface, on the A zone, and then start to, eventually look south of the Alpha Island Fault in terms of what those structures go there, because again everything to date is on one side of the Alpha Island Fault, which is just 2 kilometers worth of strike length. There's gold intersections for another 3 kilometers, and fundamentally at the end of the day we believe this could be a large resource. You have a 5-kilometer ramp system sitting directly above that resource that would cost you $400 million to replace. So, even at today's market cap, we're trading for less than the value of the infrastructure, and you're getting our interest in Dumont for free. And so, there's been very few large multi-million ounce deposits discovered in lower jurisdictions over the last few years. You have a bunch of Aussie mid-tiers, who have well-valued paper, who are fully cashed up, and who are looking to, maintain their production and resource profiles. So I think, as we continue to show what Beta Hunt's really capable of, I'll expect to hear some knocks on the door sooner than later.
I would be surprised if nobody did come knocking, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, no, when you see that, the Aussie companies are having to travel, to Canada, you've seen some recent transactions. So, they're obviously looking to, continue to grow, and there's just, the reality is there's just not that many options in lower jurisdictions. And
the price of gold, it's been going up. You're forecasting nickel to have a high demand given the supply that's out there right now. What do you see for the gold market moving forward?
Yeah, we're extreme. Gold right now is over $2,000 an ounce Australian. Those are all-time highs, and so it's tremendous for us to have that kind of gold price environment. And again, underscores the fact that getting that mill when we did was excellent timing, because there are a lot of smaller open pits all throughout the Kalgoorlie area, and at these kind of prices, it makes a lot of those economics. So, over the next 3 to 6 months, we expect to see some ore supply come into the market, and this time, we're on the other side of the fence where we have the capacity, and can look to figure out what's the maximum way to use our mill capacity to create value for our shareholders.
So it's perfect, because my last question I wanted to close out with was, how's the Higginsville mill working out for you?
Yeah.
And what are you seeing? Is it working out for you? You just poured your first doré bar of gold. That must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, it was. To get the first sort of block of Beta Hunt ore through the mill, was fantastic. And we don't have the final reconciliation yet, but based on the amount of gold came out, quite happy with the way it performed. And we're doing the final toll run now for third party, and then after that we'll be hitting the Beta Hunt ore hard through July and August. As again we had kept the ore to process through our own facility, as opposed to paying the third-party tolling charges that we had before. So, it's very exciting to get there. The team on the ground's done a good job with the integration, and I think the next couple quarters here are going to be pretty exciting. So
there's not going to be any more third-party milling? Like, you're just going to focus on 100% on Blue and Beta Hunt at this point?
Yeah, that's correct.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you so much, Mark. It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate the opportunity to sit down with you again, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yep.
Cheers.
That sounds great. Thanks, Mike.